Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Coach Ross. This is now episode 7 in the Back to the Basics series. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the GT counter as well as also how I like to intersperse the quarterback counter into the run game as well. If you want to go back or if you missed previous episodes in this series, they are all linked down in the description, so feel free to check those out. But as of right now, we're going to get into counter. So here's the checklist that we always go to. And as you can see, all the stars are the previous ones that we've talked about, the previous selections we've talked about. The one that's underlined here is counter and Q counter, which is what we're going to talk about today. I do want to also bring up that I did check again. I put up a little slide last video talking about the viewership and the percentage of how many are non-subscribers to subscribers, and it's still around 65% non-subscribers. So please feel free to subscribe to the channel so that you can get notified of all content that I drop. Again, like I said, this series is going to be a while, so trying to get this out as fast as possible, but it would really help the channel grow if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So like I said, we're going to be talking about counter. So I'm going to go over the rules here in just a second. Here are the rules that I like to use when using counter and how to teach it. So I'm just going to go through this one by one here. So the backside guard pulls around to kick out the defensive end. We have the backside tackle pulls as well, but the pull is intended to go through the hole to create hole created to engage the play side linebacker or safety if he's in the box. The center is going to block down towards the backside D tackle or engage the nose tackle depending on the given front. Play side guard also blocks down to either double the nose tackle or immediately move to the backside linebacker. Play side tackle will also block down to the near defensive tackle. If there is no one there, then again, he moves up to the backside linebacker. Running back takes a jab step opposite direction of the run to give enough time for guard and tackle to clear. Running back needs to follow in behind pulling tackle through the hole. So he's got to follow through that hole because if he bounces outside, there's no blocking there for him. Quarterback is reading that backside defensive end. Same read as inside zone. If that defense chases down the line, the quarterback has a pull read, and if not, the quarterback hands the ball off while still carrying out the faked run to freeze the defensive end. Pre-snap, the quarterback is counting numbers in the secondary and box. If the numbers are in favor of running the counter, then the counter is ran. However, a bubble screen is automatically attached, and the quarterback has the freedom to immediately throw the bubble screen if the numbers are favorable. So you see a few other coaches talk about this as well. I think it's a great idea. So the quarterback has to kind of see what the numbers are in favor. So technically, you're running two technical plays on this. So it just gives you the option, whatever the numbers advantage is to the quarterback or whatever he reads, then he makes that choice on the play that is going to be ran. So when this is kind of just repetitive practice, give him different looks, give him different fronts, and have him make the different reads. Backside wide receivers run a bubble screen, and the play side are responsible for blocking the nearest defender, sealing to the outside and taking them to the sideline. With the Q counter, all rules remain the same aside from the running back. The running back will fake a straight power run and fill the backside defensive end. Since the quarterback is running, there is no read. So again, when we're running the quarterback counter, there is no read. He's not reading. He's pulling the ball automatically. So that running back has to fill and take that defensive end. Otherwise, he's obviously going to make the tackle, make the play unblocked in the backfield. Quarterback will lean more into the mesh point with the running back and then pull the ball following in behind the pulling tackle. The reason we do this is obviously it's basically like the jab step to the running back. The quarterback kind of follows in and kind of keeps the ball in the belly of the running back, then pulls it out once the guard and tackle clear so he can follow in right behind him. All right, so as you can see here, this is the counter drawn up in our ace 2x2 set here against a four-man front. As you can see, the rules here, we'll go through the block downs here. So center has no nose tackle in front of him, so he's going to block down to the backside defensive tackle. Right guard, there is no nose tackle to help. There is nobody in the inside backside A gap, So he pulls down or blocks down, does not have anybody to help here because that's a far reach block for him to get to the backside tackle. So he moves all the way to the backside linebacker, and then the play side tackle then blocks down and pushes the defensive tackle, the play side defense tackle, and blocks down to him. Backside guard pulls around and is going to kick out the defensive end, which that more than likely that defensive end would end up about here. He's going to kick him out, push him out this way. Tackle is going to follow in behind and then grab that place at linebacker, which that linebacker more than likely will start filling. So that linebacker's block will probably be more around here. Running back is taking his jab step to the left and then coming back, since this is counter right, is coming back around and filling in right behind the left tackle, or the backside tackle, so in this case, the left tackle, and basically following and reading his block. Now, the backside slot receiver's block becomes that much more important because he has to attack that inside shoulder to make sure that he seals the overhang defender towards the sideline and just keep driving to the sideline. Same thing with the outside receiver. In this case, it would be Y. Seal that inside shoulder and just get him to the sideline. Again, we are reading this backside defensive end just like an inside zone here. If that defensive end chases, quarterback is going to pull the ball. Okay. If that defensive end just stays put here and freezes, then obviously that is a give read. Okay. So you see the line here drawn for the quarterback run. Now, this, as far as the bubble screen is concerned here, quarterback can count the numbers pre-snap. So right now, the numbers do kind of favor more so the bubble screen. So the quarterback wouldn't even be pulling the play. He would basically just come out here. The running back will still run his counter through. Quarterback will just back up and then throw the ball real quick out to the H. Basically, it's not any kind of drop play or anything like that. It's basically just a quick bubble screen, but he has obviously got to back up just a tad just so he can let the running back clear so he's not in the way of the throw. But then it's just get the ball as fast as possible. And X here is going to block the most dangerous man. It could technically be him, depending on where he is lined up. Now, in this particular scenario right here, this overhang defender right here is not necessarily the immediate threat, since we're going to get the ball out in this space here. The corner would be more the immediate threat. So if X left and went to block the overhang defender, this corner could eventually make a play in the ball and possibly make this play in the backfield for a loss. So he's got to contend with the corner. Now, if that corner is backed up, real soft coverage, then yes, this overhang defender would be the more dangerous player here. So again, the receiver has to know which one is the most dangerous player and make that decision pre-snap. So this is a look at just basic counter out of our 2x2 set against a 4-man front. Watch it in motion here again. The defense is not going to move here. It's just going to be the blocks. You can see the movement of the blocks set up here. Play it again here real quick. And you can see, I'm going to go through, I'm going to pause it here in the next run through here. He's blocking down. He's moving to backside linebacker. Again, the defense right now is stationary, but obviously they're going to react to the movement of the play. So more than likely, this backer will follow. If he's following his pull reads right here, if he's reading the guard, he's going to fill in here. So he's going to make that block a little bit more accessible right here. This defensive end here, again, depending on what he does, he may chase here, or he may come down the line here and stay and watch the quarterback run. Either way, he's going to guess wrong. Guard right here, pulling around and kick out the defensive end, which more than likely, if we weren't making these stationary, the defensive end is going to be right about right here, and he's going to kick him out this way. He follows around, pulls around, and he is taking this linebacker right here. And again, that linebacker more than likely will be reading this hole here, the movement of the play. So that's where this play would be right there. And quarterback runs out this way. Again, we're running the bubble over on this side as well. So see how it all plays out. And more than likely, this hole right here is going to be a lot wider than what it shows right here, because this defensive end, his path is going to take him this way, and this is where the guard is going to meet him basically at the line of scrimmage, or basically just maybe a yard behind it, and just kick him out towards the backside of the play, or excuse me, not the backside of the play, but the play side. But he's going to be pushing him out towards the sideline. So this hole, even though it doesn't look it, will be a much, much larger. This now for the pull read too. This obviously this player right here will probably read his nearest receiver here, so he'll probably make a beeline here to try and cut this screen off. So if the quarterback decides to pull the ball, this player right here will create some space because he more than likely will be heading out towards this slot receiver. Do a couple more times, just run it through. And it's a real easy play to teach. And it's very, very effective because again, you're essentially running two plays in one here with the bubble screen attached to it. Now you don't have to run the bubble screen obviously with it. It's not required by any means. I've done it a couple different ways. So I've done it with the bubble screen, and I've done it just straight up. We're going to run counter. We also attach jet to it as well. So I mean, there's multiple ways you can do this. So jet is attached to the counter, to the inside zone. It just varies the offense that much more, and it makes it that much more versatile. Here, I just wanted to show examples of blocking schemes and blocking setups, presumably against multiple fronts. So on the left side, you see there a three-man front, and again, it's all counter right here. What exactly the blocking assignments would be? Again, you still have left guard kicking out defensive end, left tackle pulling around to nearest play side linebacker. Now, since we have a nose tackle here, they will double center and right guard will double the nose tackle to the backside linebacker. Again, leaving that backside defensive end unblocked so we can make our read. We're still running the bubble on the side. There's the four-man, which I mainly talked about. And then on a five-man front here, again, same rules. Center is going to block down, guard's going to block down, tackle is going to block down. Then we have the guard pull to the defensive end. And then our left tackle pulls through and either fills with a safety that rolls through here, or he's helping out with this linebacker as well. Or, he's heading these bounce because this linebacker could shift over, here. And if that linebacker fills this hole right here, then that's what you got. So basically it's first man through, first man he sees, he's going to engage. Again, leaving that backside defensive end unblocked for our read for the quarterback. So essentially that's how we would set up our blocking schemes for a three-man, four-man, and five-man front. Again, this is just the way I do it. This is my opinion, how I would teach it. Lastly, we're going to talk about the GTcounter here. Since there are obviously a few changes with this. So since the quarterback counter is obviously the quarterback keeping the ball automatically, there is no bubble attached, so you can see the receivers are going to block the men in front of them. There are some slight changes. The blocking scheme, as far as the linemen, do not change. However, the alignment of the running back does, because obviously if we're going to run a counter right, we're not running with the running back. So now he has to switch sides so that he can clear. So now the quarterback essentially is going to take that jab step and then come around with the ball. So we'll just look at it again here. Left guard comes out, kicks out the defensive end. Left tackle pulls around through, nearest linebacker through. So this scenario setting up, he's going to double the linebacker, but it also more than likely the safety is going to come down and fill. So basically, again, the same rule: first man through, first guy he sees, he's going to engage. Quarterback is going to read that block off the tackle and then cut to the open field. Center is going to block down the backside defensive tackle. Right guard, no help right here on the nose tackle. Nobody in his A gap. So then he's going to move to the backside linebacker. Excuse me. Right tackle then blocks down to that defensive tackle. There's where the hole is. Again, this defensive end is going to probably be right about this point here. So that guard will kick out that defensive end this way. Again, tack the inside shoulder of these play side receivers on their nearest defenders. Essentially, the same thing would be for the other side as well. Since they're not going to run the bubble on this one, they're going to again attack the inside shoulder and seal into the opposite sideline. Now, with the quarterback and running back, since we are not reading this backside defensive end here, running back's alignment changes. Since he's not running the counter, he's going to run just a straight power through and he's going to immediately fill this defensive end and just blast him off the ball. So he's going to come, and again, that block is probably not going to be made here. It's going to be made right around in this area right here. So he's going to come around, eyes to that defensive end, and locate him and pick him up. Quarterback is going to ride the mesh point a little bit. That's going to essentially be his jab step. So he's going to ride the mesh, keep the ball in the belly of the running back, and then pull it out once the guard and tackle clear, and he's going to follow him behind the tackle and make or read the blocks to the open grass. So we will just watch this real quick in here just to see what it looks like. He pulls through. There's the open play. Now, one thing I do want to point out again, like I talked about right here in this scenario, this tackle is pulling through. More again, like I said before, that these defenders are obviously stationary. But this defender, this safety, if he's a good safety and he's reading the play and reading the movement, he's going to come down here and he's going to fill. So in this scenario, this tackle, more than likely, he's not going to be able to get off the block in time. He's not going to be able to get off the block in time. So he's going to be the first person that he sees through. That's who he's going to engage in. And the quarterback's going to read off that block. This defensive end is going to come down here, and guard was going to theoretically push him to the sideline. This hole opens up quite a bit more than what it shows here. And then the quarterback just reads the block off him and then breaks the open field. The only essentially, if blocks are made and then all players stay on their blocks, theoretically, he's the only real threat that can make a play on the ball. And it would have to be, he'd have to travel quite a bit of ground just to make the play. So at that point, if all the blocks are set up, quarterback's going to have a nice little game before he even has to contend with this safety, if it isn't a too high safety. Now, obviously, if they're in a single high safety, more than likely there's going to be another player in the box. That tackle is going to then fill in for that linebacker right there, and that block's going to be made much, much sooner. So I guess theoretically I could also draw it up to where this tackle goes and picks up the safety, because that's more likely in this scenario what's going to happen. All right, this is going to wrap this up for this video, talking about counter and quarterback counter. Again, in this video, this is how I teach it. This is how I would install it and what I'm looking for. I borrowed a few things from other coaches as well, so it's not just my pure design by any means. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and please subscribe so that you can see my future content that's going to be dropping soon. Again, I have a long ways to go in this series. I appreciate all the support. Thank you very much. Make sure you share this video if someone else, other coaches that are trying to figure out what to install in their offense. I'm here to try and help as much as possible. I appreciate all the feedback as well. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.